Well, to tell us more about UP politics, that crucial foundation stone laying ceremony by the Prime Minister, joining us on the broadcast are my colleagues. Aman Sharma from News18.com is joining us live. Pranshu Mishra, our UP Bureau Chief, is also with us on the broadcast. Pranshu, first the word from you. The Jewar International Airport, the foundation stone laying ceremony, the infrastructure pushed by the Yogi Adityanath government with the backing of the Prime Minister and Western Uttar Pradesh. If you were to talk about all of them together, how does the story emerge?
Well, the Jewar International Airport comes in as the most, I'll say the most important moment as far as this development narrative is concerned. Remember, the first big show was, of course, the Kushinagar International Airport, which the Prime Minister dedicated to the public. Then was the Purvanchal Expressway. But again, these two projects cater mostly to the aspirations of Eastern Uttar Pradesh. The underlying theme was that Eastern Uttar Pradesh, which has been lagging behind in development, which has been neglected, is now being brought center stage of development. But when you come down to Noida and NCR region, we all know that Noida has always been the hub of commercial and the business activities in Uttar Pradesh.
Absolutely. Aman, I'm coming to you and I'm taking in a word from you. In terms of the narrative and how it's being shaped, as Pranshu pointed out, that, there were certain projects earlier which were largely focused on Eastern UP, but this one is also a very important one, the Jewar International Airport that we're talking about, not just from the development point of view, but politically speaking as well. Is development the core agenda? Can it be the core agenda in UP politics, a politics which has always been dominated by caste equations?
See, I think what the BJP is trying basically in this election is a two-fold strategy. One is very clearly a strong Hindutva identity politics. So if you see the speeches of the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, his references to the Jinnah controversy, his references that this government is the one which is building the Ram temple, the Kashi Vishwanath corridor is going to be inaugurated next month by the Prime Minister. So one leg of the campaign is clearly asserting the Hindutva identity politics. The other leg, and a more important leg, I think, in the BJP strategy is to focus on the development card. That this is the Vikas ki government. This is the government which in the last 4.5 years has transformed the face of the state from a Bimaru state to a developed state where investment is coming, where private industry is coming, where expressways are being built, where an airport is being built. Change the entire narrative around it and also focus that all this is happening because there's a double engine government. That's before 2017, as the Prime Minister said during the inauguration of the Purvanchal Expressway, that I wanted to do something between 14 and 17. I wanted to bring development to UP, but wahan ki sarkar mere saath khadi nahi hui, as he said, referring to the Samajwadi Party government and saying that after Yogi has come to power, the double engine has really worked in UP, and this is how they are going ahead. Also, I think this focus on East and West UP, I would like to say that I think the focus is on all regions of UP. So, if the Prime Minister was earlier went for the Purvanchal Expressway and the Kushinagar airport inaugurations, that was for East UP. Then we saw him last week in Bundelkhand inaugurating the defense corridor projects and the water scheme projects for Bundelkhand. Now he's in West UP laying the foundation stone of the Jewar airport. Next month, he's expected to lay the foundation stone of the Ganga Expressway, a 594-kilometer long expressway from Meerut to Prayagraj to link East and West UP. He's then expected again in Gorakhpur to inaugurate the Gorakhpur AIIMS, the Gorakhpur fertilizer plant, maybe even the Bundelkhand Expressway to link Bundelkhand to West UP could be ready by next month, which PM could inaugurate. So a series of bouquet of projects for all regions of UP are being promised by the BJP. Essentially a two-fold strategy here to take on the Samajwadi Party.
All right, so that's the comprehensive view that Aman is giving for us. The two-fold strategy being adopted by the BJP. Pranshu, coming to you. Talking about the principal opposition party, the Samajwadi Party, I remember you reporting from Uttar Pradesh and telling us about the Delhi wave of COVID-19, the second COVID wave, or the farmers' issue, or the Mahapanchayats that have happened pertaining to the farmers' agitation in western part of Uttar Pradesh. The argument was that in western UP, BJP is facing a huge anti-BJP sentiment, and that's something that they need to counter. Has the opposition been successful in setting the narrative on the issue that they would want to, or BJP has a lead on that one?
Well, I'll say, as compared to the BJP's very offensive and dominating electoral campaign, I'll say the Samajwadi Party is replying in its own unique strategy. So if you compare it to, say, past elections, this time Samajwadi Party has come out with a lot of innovation, and therefore you see there is almost an effort not to, one, not to respond on issues which Samajwadi Party feels could be beneficial to Bharatiya Janata Party. So on the issue of Ram Mandir, on the issue of communal politics, on the issue of Owaisi, you will find, least of responses coming in from the Samajwadi Party. But when it comes to the issues like development, you will find Samajwadi Party equally aggressive. They were equally aggressive when it was the Purvanchal Expressway story. They were equally responding and aggressive when it was the Kushinagar story. And there is a pattern in the Samajwadi Party's campaign. Wherever the Prime Minister goes on same very day, you will also find Akhilesh Yadav probably in some other den or the stronghold of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So in that sense, the Samajwadi Party seems to be adopting a unique strategy. And of course, in response to the Hindutva consolidation, Samajwadi Party is aggressively trying to reincarnate the strong mandal politics of the 90s, when party was not just restricted to the Muslim Yadav combination, but also had a strong base beyond the Yadavs in the OBCs. And of late, in past 1 month, if you see Samajwadi Party's alliances, Krishna Patel, Om Prakash Rajbhar, Lalji Verma, the Jayant Chaudhary, all are prominent backward leaders from their community. So MY base is expanding, and I think that is also a challenge for which Bharatiya Janata Party needs to respond with all, with all
Right.
a proper response and strategy.
Right. Aman, MY plus approach of Akhilesh Yadav. What kind of impact can a party like Aam Aadmi Party or the Congress Party, which is a distant fourth, and the sort of work Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has been doing, do they make any kind of real effect on the ground, electorally, really speaking about?
See, clearly the Samajwadi Party is trying to consolidate the opposition vote here by getting people like, be it the RLD, be it Om Prakash Rajbhar, or be it Aam Aadmi Party, whatever little vote share these parties have, the Samajwadi Party is trying to consolidate them, the opposition camp, with these parties. It doesn't want an alliance with the Congress Party for various other reasons, because of the experience the last time when it had to give over 100 seats to the Congress, and Congress won just 7 out of them. So in a way, Congress was in a way responsible that the Samajwadi Party did very badly in the last election. So there is a baggage to that, and that's why they don't want the Congress to be on board. But I think what is really happening in UP is that the Samajwadi Party wants to convert this election into a backward versus a forward election. To consolidate the backwards, be it the OBCs, be it the Muslim Yadav combination which they have, and pull back the OBC vote, which shifted in a big way to the BJP in the 2017 election by projecting it as a backward versus forward election, while the BJP is clearly playing the Hindutva identity card to keep its flock together, keep its base together. These are the two major principles which are colliding in UP, and the development factor, as Pranshu correctly said, development factor is also a common factor. The BJP trying to say that it has brought the development, and Samajwadi Party counters it whenever it happens. Be it the Purvanchal Expressway or be it the Jewar Expressway airport today, they will keep colliding on the development aspect. But I think the major fight is between these two different kind of strategies that the parties are forming. That Samajwadi Party basically wants to say that we are the one party for the backwards, and this is BJP is a party for the forwards in UP, and they are trying to impress this upon the electorate.
Prancha, my last question to you, and very briefly, when the last election happened in the state of Uttar Pradesh, largely it was the brand Modi that was, chosen to power, and Yogi Adityanath was the face that was chosen much later. Is there something called brand Yogi, or brand Yogi comes with brand Modi?
Well, I'll say this: the brand Modi and brand Yogi combo, which is at the stake here in Uttar Pradesh election. Though brand Modi, of course, remains in the driving seat, and brand Yogi just seems to be more in the capacity of being an agent of fulfilling that vision, which is sounded by or put forward by the image of brand Modi.
All right, Pranshu and Aman, thank you so much. Always a pleasure to have a discussion with you about the fascinating UP politics and, of course, that crucial foundation stone laying ceremony that happened today. We're